Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore. Wait a minute, this music isn't right, the scene isn't right. Hang on. That's more like it. And now it's time for the show for all creatives. Nevermind the Furthermore. Your source for conversation, inspiration, and fun. With your host, Nicholas Anthony Tockert. He's an artist, a writer, a swordsman, and a game designer. He knows how to use the sword and axe in historical battles without anybody getting hurt too much. He's also the Manatee Man, master of marketing. And he may even have a guest or two. One thing, though, to be certain. Just don't call him a cryptid. With that, it's about time for the show. So sit back, enjoy, and have some coffee and chat with us.
We'll just do that. And that can get pulled away. So we're groovy. Good morning, Nevermorians. It's a Manic Monday, and we are holding it together. Let me do some adjusting here. My whole rig is falling over. I am having, indeed, one of those days. So, yes, my hair is a calamity. There is nothing to be done with it because both of my calamity containers have gone on walkabout. Before we get going into the show, let's talk about how I pay the bills and the bills that thrill and chill and spill like the blood upon the hill. The simple sword and the fighting axe, plus the simple spear, which debuted at FezCon. You also find my works at Amazon.com/author/Nicholas Tockert. And you can support us either by being very, very generous and hitting my PayPal or joining the Historical Fencing Guild Patreon and just commenting when you join that you are doing it to support this channel. We can make that work. I have a lot to talk about today. Wow. This has been one of those days where things haven't quite fallen right, but I'm rolling with the punches and getting where I need to be because that's what we do as creators. First off, I hope you had a wonderful weekend. Can't wait to hear about it. Accountability-wise, my accountability a lot had to do with Saturday being FezCon and selling books and meeting with people and trying to further overlap the communities I'm part of for the benefit of all. Because yes, I am a shameless meddler, instigator, and problem generator. Only that I don't make problems usually. I mean, I woke up this morning and I'm going to make that the world's problem. But I do recognize them and I will call them out as civilly as humanly possible. And one of my big problems that I see is there are too many independent creators in my life not getting recognition nor funding for what they do. Now, aside from the House of Usher behind me, these things happen. So, I want to talk about today, and I'm going to mention this before I deep dive the cons. I also have like 5,000 words in the Rapid Rapier done, and I've been working on perusing that because what I want to do is a streamlined rapier only book that doesn't go all the way into a lot of the other things the Simple Sword does because it's been requested. And so I'm working on that. It's hard to set up something like that and not end up competing with yourself. But I'm trying to keep it from multiple perspectives, if you will. And we did quite serviceably at FezCon, especially for every con feels like a first one. Made enough to cover a dinner out with us and a dear friend being Richie Asplund who came up. But why are small cons important? Small cons are important because it teaches one. I met a lovely gentleman named Hubert, who's a game designer. He's legally blind, and it was his first convention. And the small free cons may not make you the most money. Yeah. Oh, yes. I will get into that because in person, yes. The small cons don't usually, but they make the small cons make an impression on the people who go to them. There are many people's first conventions are very small, sub-festival conventions, both working and attending. They're usually free. They are the warm, shallow waters that let you swim towards the depths when you are ready of the larger conventions. Or you could just stay there. I tend to stay near smaller cons. I don't make a lot of money doing it, but it's a lot more comfortable for me. Now, that being said, in April, I will be at RegionCon, which should be a major event, 2 days at St. Savo's Orthodox Church in Maryville. They have a huge banquet hall. And anyone who is a fantasy artist, a history buff, anyone who is really enamored with beautiful architecture should go to that just to see St. Sava's alone lit up at night. It's quite beautiful. I'm not of the Orthodox variety of Christianity. I'm of a very unorthodox variety of Christianity, if we're honest with ourselves. But it is a wonderful site and a wonderful place to be. So be there in April. I will be plugging it much more as we go. However, we got to see Donna, got to see Carl. And I have to say got to see Donna because you know Donna. And I hope you're watching, Donna. I haven't scrolled through yet. But got to see Donna. Got to see Donna. Got to see Carl. Got to see Brian. I was neglected Cookie, but I did see the wonders of Calgon, and I am in Van Envy. I admit it freely. Now, and to see some friends from the old Arcticon crew, like Kitty Della Sombra and Dead. Yes, I have a friend named Dead. He makes incredible jewelry armor. It's hard to explain, but Dead's a neat guy. And Michaela came into the convention. Our own Michaela Jade showed up, which I found delightful. Really, I couldn't resist sweeping her off her feet just a little bit. No, it was great to see her. I wish I could talk more, but when I'm in con mode, I am dialed to 11 and I'm working and I'm hopping and I'm doing things, especially in a con that I'm semi-working. Like if I'm working and okay, see, Donna's here. You know I love seeing you, and that hug was so warm and nice. Made my week. Those are the things that keep you going through the cold winters. But I will be happy. I don't want to get too far behind in the commentary, so we're going to do that real soon. But I'm just very, very thankful for everyone that came out. We're going to try to make this possibly an every 6-month thing, if schedules in the library work out, because the other great thing about small cons is they're easier to make regular. And again, it's free attendance. Free attendance. And it's It's a good place to do dry runs. What do I mean? You're going to set up your table. Now, people who had not seen me at a convention, and that was a fairly um, small layout for me because I usually have twice that layout with the different people. And Mandy was fighting some imposter syndrome, I fear. Our layouts tend to be rather impressive and rather excessive, and we got to set some stuff up, and I think it went really well. We're going to do some different things next time, but that's the joy of it. Uh, it having a place where there's very low outlay to experiment and learn and go, wow, this works. Wow, this doesn't, is going to make your eventual when you go to middle cons or you're going to bigger events a better experience. And what we need, and what I've said for years, is there needs to be a centralized Uber calendar of all of the different conventions in a region. And I don't just mean author conventions, I mean all of them, because I'm the guy who goes to other cons. I'm the guy who hangs out in the business vendor expo buildings at fairs. I love that stuff. I love seeing people's new takes on things. And this does something that isn't initially monetarily discussed, but by attending these small cons and getting to sit and talk to people, you build the connections because that's what conventions are for. Yes, selling there is great, but it's also vital to get out and meet people face to face and interface and be like, hi, I love your stuff. Let's do this. Let's do this. I'm going to this con. Maybe I'll see you there. Or maybe we need to hold a convention. Or, maybe we can set up, you want to do something. Let's talk. That's the power of even a tiny convention. And friendships are forged there. They are born there. So don't hesitate if you have the means to go to a small con or arrange one. Most libraries I have found of any size have a meeting room, and it's very often not booked up, it's usually free. You can set up a free convention and reach out to people in your area. I recommend it. So now that I've prattled for a few minutes, let's see what the important people, the stars of Nevermind the Furthermore, have to say both about whatever I've been prattling about and what they have to say, and hear your accountability. So before I do that, I'm going to get into the comments. I want you all in the digital Nevermorian Palace to be sure you've hit like, you've shared, you've subscribed, you've rung that bell. Not for me. I mean, obviously for me because I'm pretty darn awesome. But more importantly, for the people I'm going to talk about now, because I want to bring quality edutainment into people's lives. We bring education, we bring entertainment, we bring innovative, individual, independent creations. And the only way we're going to do that is by promoting each other. So let's get into it. Coming in first through the door at 9:33. Good morning, early bird Nevermore. It's good morning, Carl. Hope you're doing well. I hope that everyone has availed themselves of the breakfast buffet. Oh, maybe they put that away before you got here. Too bad. I'm sorry about the breakfast buffet. It was shipped to us from Mar-a-Lago, and I had to return it because it contained several government secrets. But that's a horrible joke. Howdy, Richie. And it was great seeing both you and Carl. And Richie came out to dinner with us. I got to show him the wonder of the all-you-can-eat ribs at a good table in Kentland, Indiana. Oh. And what's great is they bring you out a Fred Flintstone platter, and then you get your second, which is half of Fred Flintstone platter. It's in my fridge. That's dinner tonight. I'm looking forward to it. Hey, Rich, how's it going, Carl? We got some greetings. I'm good, except for Calvin demanding some of my Pop-Tart. Oh, God, if you could find them. They did Boston cream Pop-Tarts that were amazing. Barry loves strawberry ones and cherry ones, but he's not fond of blueberry. Made the mistake of leaving it unattended on my desk while I was working little butt just snatched it around. That's awesome. Hey there, Rich. Yes, howdy Donna. Those are my flavors too, but I'm not talking about Carl and me. Oh my. I'm a sucker for anything dessert, so the s'mores, the chocolate. I have a weakness. Calvin only likes the fruit filling, not the crust, so I have to tear it apart. Sigh. So nice to see a softie after my own heart. I eat the outside first so I can make sure my last bite has the filling. Yes. Notice the title of the episode. It's not the size of the con that matters. It's the motion of the... Wait. Wrong metaphor. No, but you know what? It really does. We have to talk about it. Oh, look, Nick has arrived. Or at least his intro. Mixed metaphors, my favorite. Yes, there was a brief Minecraft emergency that popped up while I was setting up for my show that required parental intervention. So the wonderful world of Bejeweled has been renewed, and that whole updating thing. If you play Minecraft right now, they're having some update issues. A bird on the hand is worth a good man. Is worth a good man goes to war. If at first you don't succeed, two in the bush. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Bonser. You know, we got Bonser, and I probably should run an ad and let people get rattling in. So let's see. I have an ad from Bonser, and it's one of my favorites. So let's see. I want to do the AO one. I haven't done the AO one.
Greetings, fellow traveler, and welcome to the Association of Ishtar, a multiverse of cosmic mystery and steampunk adventure. The Association of Ishtar is a clandestine organization of volunteers investigating anomalies called rifts, portals to other worlds where anything is possible. Most of these planes are but savage variations of Earth, but some are home to advanced civilizations or the occasional alien beings beyond human comprehension. Every day, these brave men and women are risking their lives by crossing the fringes of reality. Should they succumb, they will die in obscurity. But it's not the Associate's vocation to perish, but to seek out and gather information on the copious threats lurking beyond the rifts to ensure humanity can overcome. After all, those who pry prevail.
And yes, I am aware of the subliminal messaging that our dear friend Bonsert has added in there, but really it's nothing to be concerned of. Finord. Well done, Bonsert. /Finord. Anyway. Howdy, Bonsert. Good morning and happy holiday once known as Columbus Day. Yeah, in 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue, and it caused a whole lot of confusion later. But we are plugging right along through that, and great to see Cindy. In a minute, she'll talk a bunch of ads, so I will do that. Morning, Grant. Good to see you. And we got more greetings. Right, wait, did Donna got the first in-person sale of the Simple Sword? Yes, she did. It's hers. She was the first one to pick one up. Hello, Rich, Carl, and Grant. Excellent. Finished new entry for AOI. That's Association of Ishtar. I finished third draft of my next book, working on getting the interior art arranged. Wonderful. That explains a lot. Hubert was a nice guy. It made my day that I actually now know a person by a rare name that I use as a random filler name. Wonderful. Yes, Hubert was a very nice gentleman. I do not know if he will show up in the chat, but he has a game called Rogues and Rangers, which is his version of Shoots and Ladders. Uh, he made the board, made everything himself. You would swear it was professionally done. It's masterful, and I really need to get more information on how he did that because I'd love to go into that. Bigger cons, can't afford them. Hey, and Cindy, I know that feeling. And that's the other thing people, get there. There seems to be this drive. Well, if you're serious, you should go to Gen Con. Have you seen how expensive Gen Con is? And everything at Gen Con. I can't afford to go there as a guest, let alone a vendor right now. But maybe someday when I get enough of my master plan rolling, I may show up there. We'll see. Donna, Carly, I'm here, Nick. Donna, I'm here for you. How you doing? The inside of St. Sava's is gorgeous as well. It's sad that the only time I've been inside the church was a sad occasion. And I am both sorry that you had to do that, and I'm glad that the church is a beautiful place, because I believe that places of worship, even if they're not from my own system, should have a beauty because it brings comfort to those, especially in times of great trauma. I do not like our current architectural, almost brutalist, minimalist bend. I find it saddening. But when you see a structure like that, you realize how elaborate and beautiful humanity could be if we're allowed to decorate our own space. And it makes me want to do things to my home, which sounds silly, but it is what it is. And more greetings, and you should get some information. Instructions and weaponry, Amazon.com/Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert II. Yeah, that's me. And absolutely, the simple sword is out. It did sell. I think Nick gave Michaela chiropractic treatment in that hug. Probably, but you only get so many shots to swing at the beauty of life and enjoyment, and I was not going to pass that up. Yes. Nick in con mode makes the Energizer Bunny feel tired by just watching. Absolutely. I burn hot and fast during that, and then the day after, I go from my poison dart frog that everyone's used to into full toad. It's like I have my brown and green clothing, and I find a shade, and I just am sedate to recover. But it's worth every scrap. FezCon recap episode. Yes, it is. And we did well. Brian sold a couple things, I think. I know Carl and Donna sold stuff because I bought something from them. A wonderful book I've been meaning to get from Carl on memory. Because I suffer from several mental conditions. Pause for laughter. Okay. You good? Okay. But in all honesty, and one of them, because I have recovered from both childhood seizures, I have attention deficit, and I had temporary narcolepsy due to the damage from severe sleep apnea, congestive sleep apnea. Basically, my sinuses and stuff are a zigzag, and for years I wasn't sleeping. I was simply going unconscious for a while. It is the fact that they rolled out the crash cart because they thought I had died during my sleep study. I was like, no, I just stopped breathing for vast periods of time. So that has caused memory loss. And as I am absent-minded and scatterbrained as I need to find a way to sweep up the memory palace in hopes of being able to find things and maintain a life a bit more normal. And I have genuinely been trying to get a hold of Carl's book on memory since I heard he wrote it, but I literally would forget every time. So I'm glad, and I will be sitting down and reading through that once everything is caught back up. I am way behind on the Inktober prompts and things like that. So busy, busy, busy. But it was a great convention. We got to see people. We had a few people come through. It was Fowler is either hit or miss, and today happened to be a miss. But a couple kids got some stuff that may start them on really good paths. We had some adults come through, and this is the first in the new run of it. I'm proud because I sort of halfway engineered this thing between myself and Mandy, and if you can't find a good small con in your area, there is a solution. You go out to your local library and you say, I would like to try to set up a book fair. I will set up a table, and I have this stuff. Let's pick a day. And then you reach out to the other creatives in your area. You put up signs if you have to, use the internet, Facebook, and you make something cool happen. Because the more we make happen, the better things are. Hey, Joe. Howdy, Joe. And I have two banner. I need to take a moment because technical difficulties. There we are. Cindy Koepp is in the house, so I want to run her old ad. She will be giving me a new one
Author
soon.
Cindy Koepp is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Koepp at CKOEPP.com today.
That's right, folks. Cindy Koepp is creating so much, and she has so many new projects that she's done since this came out. The Stellari game and other things. I really want you guys to support her because she supports everybody else. And she's just a good person, and I like good people. That is the core. Wow, that's a big comment dump. Y'all took advantage. Good. That's what I want to see. All right. Check out the Historical Fencing Guild. And no, I haven't forgotten you, Joe. I just tried to stagger my commercials a bit. Need a neuroses? Amazon.com/Amy Hale. I miss seeing Mandy's tiny hats and more of your prints on display. That is because we had several issues. She only had one of her tiny hats there. We endured in between ArcticCon and now several floods. We had a flooding in the house due to some plumbing issues, and we lost some stuff. And I don't talk about it a lot, but part of it was our convention stock got messed up. So Mandy has to make new stuff, and she hasn't been quite up to it because she's been having to take care of me. But there were some of my prints on display. There are going to be a whole bunch of new ones very soon. And I did one on-site picture, and I did it pro bono because the kid was cute. But there will be a lot more. Like, this was a very unfortunately had to be more stark than I would have had it table. And anybody who saw my table is going to go, that was stark. Yes. My goal when I go to a convention is to be enough that I'm a convention in of myself within the convention. That's normally multiple tables, games running, etc. But we just didn't have the space and layout do what we could have on that. It was still a good display. It was a solid setup. I just, you're used to the full ArcticCon tour de force, which we will get there again. A lot of my life is quiet recovery, and that happens too. Recovery is part of accountability. It is part of progress. It doesn't feel like it, because if you're working to come out of a hole at your best, you may end up level with where you came out of, and that doesn't look like the achievement unless people understand where you had to go to get there. Hey Jody, and yes, I will run. Whoop. Batman sound effects, those sold, I believe. Smashwords.com/Brian K. Morris. Pulp Reality, that's on my shelf. Amazon.com/Brian K. Morris. I need to get the other two, but I was a little tight for the con. But get the sci-fi anthologies you need at Bear Publication. Accountability. I did everything yesterday to avoid writing and succeeded. Well, there you go, Carl. Yesterday, you did good at the con. You were a very busy man. A lot of socializing, a lot of networking, a lot of getting stuff done. I didn't get to talk to Carl much because I was trying to bring in, like I always do, bring in the new people, make sure they're doing okay, and pull them in subtly. Joe says meeting rooms in the libraries are not big enough for a convention, but you can have a professional networking event there. You're wrong. A hard stop. Capital, all bold, underlined. You, sir, are in error. I have been at library meeting rooms that have had, let me think, how many attendees did we have? A couple hundred? I've been to conventions, to comic conventions held in library meeting rooms that through the day, a couple hundred people went through. That may not be a big con, but it is still a very valid convention. And they're free and they're a good place to get started. Now, there are better facilities. And as you have the money to put into the business and you get the money out of the business to put back into the business, you can do things like rent banquet halls or, church buildings or outbuildings, things like this. But I have to say that there was plenty of room for a nice convention because we had one. Now, last time we had a convention there, we had, I want to say about 120 people through, which is for a small convention. And that was the first, this is pre-pandemic, was good. I've gone to, again, 500, 1,000 people go through, went through the Valpo Comic Con. And now, granted, like I said, bigger spaces are better, but do not fall into the all or nothing category, because that is a devastating trap. And like I said, medium-sized conventions, things like ArcticCon was, do great, but you have to start people somewhere. It's like festivals. The little town festivals are a great opportunity to make sure to set up, make a few bucks. And while you're doing it, you're prepping, finding, do I like my tent? Do I like how I'm arranged for my money? How do I like my displays? So that when you go to a bigger festival, the same thing. But that doesn't make the festival not valid. So no, I'm sorry. I can't say allow that level of, frankly, gatekeeping. I will disagree. Civilly. And the different libraries have different size meeting rooms. So that's something else to keep in mind. Get Animal Eye art on your coffee and tote bags? Yes. At bit.ly/bearpub. Good morning, my friends. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving to you, lovely Willow Schuyler, over at the Cryptid Crunch back in the Cereal Box Network. I say that wrong. But anyway, I hope you're doing wonderful. It's great to see you. Comic-related madness. Willow. Good Table. That was the name of the restaurant, Donna. Yeah, I wanted to take you guys up there, but I'm sorry, Donna had some diabetic issues and needed real fast food. If we had been able to have you stay longer, we would have all gone. But because we were hosting, we had to make sure everything was closed down and locked up and all that. You guys understand. Good morning, everybody who said hi to me. I was multitasking for. Hey, we all understand. Grant, we're just glad you're here taking part of the day. How are you doing? Roll Cruz does animal eye art. Good to know at ArtStation. He also has a subscribe star where you can do commissions. And her colorist is, I can't remember their name. It just fell off my mind. But I know them by their DA handle at www.deviantart.com/theraider05. And I'm feeling much better today. Glad to hear. Custom art right there. Boston Cream Donut Pop-Tarts. There's the link. Thank you, Frog G in the house. I honestly don't know if your thing's still going on. If the Indiegogo to raise money for Frog G is going on, but frankly, I love the trailer so much. I'm gonna run it one more time.
We've all read the story. The brave hero conquers the diabolical villain and rescues the damsel in distress. But this is real life, and in real life, stories don't always have happy endings. Frog G, the story of a man turned into a frog by a voodoo priestess sent on a mission to kill a god by death itself. Now our hero must roam the underworld to regain his humanity and win back the woman he loves.
I love that trailer. I love the animation. For comic book people, that's where you want to go when you can, in my opinion. Do something animated. It will pull people in. I see it all the time. Hail all on all frequencies. Frog G is hailing us. Boo, 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 boo. Brian K. Morris, Rising Tide. YouTube.com/Brian K. Morris, Rising Tide Publications. Hey, Willow. Hey, Frog. A Rising Tide lifts off all moods. Happy Canadian Thanksgiving, Willow. I love Thanksgiving. I love people being thankful for whatever they choose to do it. Now, then, this means we can double dip. Hail, Frog. Hey, Frog G's hailing everybody and mentioning Sanestein, which was not on Brian's table. If you saw, I acquired his table for a while and started selling things to people because he was out of the moment, and that's a great fun to do. You know, today, Nevermind the Furthermore, tomorrow the world! And we've got more greetings, and we are all here, glad to hear that that Grant is doing better, because we worry about you guys, folks. Accountability. Not a whole heck of a lot this weekend. More ideas for the vault. Planning some patterns for chainmail mail projects when FezCon Part 2 arrives. Now, it's going to be a little narrow with Part 2 because we have ArcticCon in April, and it looks like that's 6 months from now. So FezCon Part 2, The Revenge, FezCon 2, Electric Boogaloo. Anyway, will be, if it's in April, That's going to be putting a lot on us. So we have to figure that one out. As soon as the dates are set up, I will let you guys know. Advice for caregivers, Amazon.com/Victoria Adams. Thanksgiving on a Monday. You Canadians are really wacky. Yeah, I think Thanksgiving is in your heart. Anytime you feel thankful for your situation, you should take some time and thank, if you are religious, God, whatever you perceive he, she, they to be. That's on you guys. So I try to thank God every day. So I say prayers when I eat, unless I'm crashing from a low blood sugar, because then I don't always think straight. But he understands. But yes, be appreciative of food. I believe in making, whenever possible, taking time to make an occasion of a meal. Having had to miss a few despite my rotundness, I do appreciate the value, not just in nourishment of the mind, but body, but nourishment of the mind, body, and spirit. And so a meal should be something that brings people together. And that, and given everything that's gone on lately, a lot of people can go glass half empty or very empty. I mean, there's been a lot of fear and tragedy. We have survived some very historic things lately, and we are continuing to every day, despite the odds. So we should be thankful of that survival. And I love that the North America has at least 2 Thanksgivings. Radio Retro Future YT that's Frog2 plugging sponsors link. Want to know more? Hop on over to associationofishtar.com. And Bonzer's thanking Frog. Do Canadians eat poutine on Thanksgiving? I think you can eat poutine anytime, anywhere. All things Nick, Tockert.com. Yes, that's in my works. Tournaments can change your life. SL Roland. I didn't plug SL Roland. I knew I was forgetting something. I think that should be an everyday food. It's up there. It is up there. I'm really thinking of cutting up and doing my marinade and then smoke another roast this week, because it was really good and the weather's been cool enough that I can. Yeah, I make pork chops a very specific way, or pork chunks sometimes, depends how well my knife is cutting and how good my hand is. Oh boy, that could be a good idea. Anyway, Joe Bach Tech Apps at Portfolio. Yes, Joe Bachman is both learning to code, and as he does, he's making apps for people, including the Big Stompy Robots app. Please go support another great independent creator. That's one thing I love about this program. This is not an author program, at least anymore. It's not an artist program. It's not a comic book program. It's not an app designer or game designer program. It's all of that and more. I want to bring the independent creators who are telling stories through their crafts, through their arts, through their writing, together and support them and interlace them, because we are not in competition. We all bring something different to the table. And, if you win this week, maybe I'll win next week or whatever. But we all build each other up. And that spirit of compassionate capitalism, I don't know, of camaraderie is necessary, not just to survive, but to prosper in this world. And I really believe if more people would take the jump of producing something they love and accepting, maybe you'll make money, maybe you won't, but supporting the other little people who do, instead of the big, these are the huge over-advertised products all the time, the world would be a better place. Toys, websites, and art at Studio Hubris Wix site. What's that? Voodoo Gods and Magic at Indiegogo. It's almost like I plugged your video. Accountability, Part 2, The Revenge. Working on compiling all the shorts I wrote that were done on Every Photo Tells Us into a single volume, and working on fixing the gaffes I find before tapping an editor to look at it. Wonderful! I'm planning to take my artwork that I've been doing for the different challenges and the stories, because if you go on DA, I usually write a little story to go with the art, and compiling it. If you are doing Inktober, I found out something rather unpleasant. The gentleman who came up with the idea of Inktober, the art challenge, has apparently copyrighted the word Inktober and is now suing for rights anyone who publishes anything using the term Inktober. So if you create stuff artistically or written around that, either use different variant prompts, or simply do not, under any circumstances, use the word Inktober in your description. Do I feel that that is a legal move? Probably. Do I feel it is a dickish move? Absolutely. But that sort of thing runs totally counter to how I operate. So of course you'd hear that out of me. And I will keep drawing and doing stuff. I just simply won't publish anything under that name. So this is a warning. Spread it out to the authors. I've heard about this from some pretty reliable sources. Frog, I don't disagree with you, but you probably die at like 45. Everything in moderation, Grant, including moderation. Yep. QuadCon Comic and Toy Show. Cool stuff. QuadCon. Oh, wait. Willow, do you have I have to check something. If Willow doesn't have a wrench to share things, I'm going to have to give her a wrench in just a second. Because I don't. Now, one thing. Nita Lanning had to pull all her wrenches. Okay. For anyone who wasn't actively plugging her show. Bam. Okay. Willow, you have a wrench. That means you should be able to put full links to your stuff. And why am I doing this for Willow? I didn't bring up what. I hit the wrong thing. Now that my evenings are free, I might be reviving Pillow Talk. Then let's get some links out there and get some cross promotion. And if you set up about a less than a minute, between 30 seconds and a minute trailer, I'll put it in rotation for you for Pillow Talk, because you're a neat lady. You're a wonderful online presence, and I want to help if I can. So hit me up. I'll send you the secret folder link to drop it off, and then I can add it into my stuff. And if anybody has, and I haven't added it into rotation yet, let me know. October is an incredibly busy month for me. Cindy Koepp says, QuadCon Comic and Toy Show. Cool stuff. QuadCityCon.com and Twisted Fairy Tales and Monster Stories. YieldDragons.com. Meet the Dragons. Yep, Cindy's dropping the links. Yes, Columbus Day. Celebrate with Gremlins, Goonies, Night in the Museum, Harry Potter, the best Columbus movies. Oh, God. I've been doing it wrong. I've been watching a Columbo marathon every time on Columbus. Oh, no. Cool, Willow. And teacher conferences. Wow. $3, $4. I did a homeschool conference in June and lost more money than any other event. And that included 2 zero sales events. Yeah. One thing you have to follow is the juice worth the squeeze, folks, when we're looking at these expensive cons. That's Denver Martinez. I'm sorry I forgot their name, but the Raider 05. See, I remember. And voice actor is Skunk Rocker Live. Skunk's great. I don't get to see him because he's a nocturnal animal, and I have to walk the path of the daywalker. Although between you guys and me, keep it under your hat, I only got like 3 hours of sleep on my machine last night. I am a tired Nick. This is exhausted, which is why this show won't be going much over an hour. Just because I'm going to have to take care of some other things, and I'm just a little low on mojo. But we will make it work, trust me. And have I ever failed to entertain? Really? I mean, come on. Holy cow, Willow snuck in while I was actually looking at my work machine. Hi, Willow. Yeah, Willow's somebody to see. Tales from the Decoverse and other entertainment. Amazon.com/John Pica. I hope that the book... my dyslexia got a hold of me today. I hope that the book helps, Nick. I kept it short for folks who would not read a long book. Well, I'm hoping it does too. And I will read it as I have the opportunity to. And then I will attempt to put whatever's in it in effect and tell you if it does. Now, my brain is incredibly non-standard, so that could affect the processes, but we'll see. I'm always willing to try new techniques. Hi, Rich. See, there's call outs, and check out Nerd Culture at that YouTube channel. Hi, Rich. Howdy, Frog. Amazon wrestle from the desk of small press publishers. Yes, you know what? And I may have upset him because I disagreed with him, but I do want to run Joe's.
Hi, I am Joe D. McPhee. I am the host of From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher, and I want to cordially invite you to watch our show Saturdays at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. On our show, we will have different guests as well as talk about the comic book industry and pop culture. And every so often, I might actually do a drawing session or a 3D rendering session every here and there. So once again, I want to invite you to watch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher right here on the broadcast channel that you're looking at, whether it be Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Hope to see you there, and make certain that you catch From the Desk of a Small Press Publisher at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thanks.
Yep. And, Joe just is a fun guy, and his movie tone things on Comic Book Spectrum. It's a fun bit. The answer's Lady Mechanica. One of these days, for all the Lady Mechanica hounding I've done, I'm going to find the trade paperback, like on my the omnibus trade paperback's going to show up on my doorstep with a note. Review it, your dags. Inside joke, if you know, you know. Hybrid Rift Writers over at LukeStoneStudios.com, where you can also contact Luke to do page work, and he can lean you in on an editor, and you can buy Hybrids, the Sons of Gods, the quick play role play game. Yes, and the full version is coming soon. Can't wait. Cindy Koepp, Studio Wixsite, Froggy's sharing Cindy Koepp's Studio Hubris Wixsite.com/Cindy Koepp, and Cindy Koepp's books on Amazon. If you need more zombies, they're on Kickstarter right now. Find the others here at Comixology.com/Eric S. Hawkins, comic creator 252446. What? More of the zombies on Kickstarter projects. Zoo/Zombiful Adventures featuring Tom Sawyer and a bunch of other goobly-gook. Goobly-gook. Yeah, I'm speaking real well. We took advantage of Nick. Show us on the anime pillow where the bad people touched you. Do I get to keep the pillow? I'm in the mood. I am way too tired to be broadcasting live, winning all the awards, Stormgate Press, and I am about 20 minutes behind. So, Nebulizers for Angelic Memoirs, Brian K. Morris. All right, Brian Rodman, not Brian K. Morris. Sorry, knee-jerk Brian. Love you. Snow Year Round, Amazon.com/Bobby Nash. You need to let me know where to send the new ad. I will send you the link. It'll come through Facebook. Nick Glenn. Oh, I hope you're doing well. I got a little bit of seeing you on a couple of the shows with Randy. Just things that always blow up when I watch other people's shows. But hope you're doing well. How's Hatch coming? Let's get that promoted. And hi, Glenn. Making the Heroes. Hero Maker. Next FezCon, I'm hoping things will have leveled out so I can actually spend instead of window shop. Next FezCon, I hope you're sitting at a booth plugging your stuff so that you can earn money to spend. And you know what? Sometimes at a convention, you make money from just the vendors swapping. You know, I made some money so that we can buy some stuff from so-and-so, and they'll buy some stuff for so-and-so. And that's one of the neatest things is the microeconomy that happens in a convention. Frog, greetings, Frog G. Demicon had their vendor room in a space that wasn't as big as the ground floor of my house. Yeah, I mean, we've had tiny ones, and I've done surprisingly well at tiny ones. And at the larger ones, I do well. I usually make bank. I've done outside conventions. I've done ones at armories, in college convention rooms, in dang near in restaurants. We almost had one pop up at a Denny's once. Not intentionally. It was just too many artists. Like, can I buy your stuff? Sure. You want to see my stuff? Hey, you know what? And all sorts of silliness happened. But a lot of library shows. You just find what works for you and you do it. Willow's happy to see Glenn. So say we all. Glenn's was happy to see Frog, and I don't know if I clipped it. FezCon was great training wheels. You have to start somewhere, and that's part of it. It's training wheels for the new people, and it's reminding me I've organized events. I've organized medieval events. I've helped work conventions. I want to step up because as good as I am at working a con, I'm better when I'm working the con, solving problems, doing what I do. That's what I used to do for Ben. And I do miss that aspect of it. I just have to have somebody to sell my stuff while I'm out making sure everything does what it does. Howdy, Glenn. And we've got greetings. So Glenn's greeting everybody. Everybody's greeting Glenn. Array Retro Future says happy Thanksgiving. Sartin Art. Bill Sart 76 for vintage cartooniness. 8 more days left of Frog G, Voodoo Gods, and Magic. I can't wait to hear that. Don't forget to tip your host. Yes, if you wish to tip me, you can always do so at paypal.me/Nicholas Tockert. You will get a heartfelt private thank you. And if you want a public one, I will happily say thank you so-and-so for giving me money. I am not charging my advertisers. I've had some people ask me about it. It's more, do I know you? Do I believe you are able to do your product well and, frankly, fulfill? A lot of people who do crowdfunds aren't very good at fulfilling. So, and I hold that as something I pay a great deal of attention to. So fulfillment is vital. And awesome trailer. I can't remember for certain, but I'd swear that was done by my friend Pedro Ang. He's out of Panama, an amazing artist and creator. He did Tropical Magics. And he may even do he has a historical piece I would love to see him do, but there's some entanglements. Pedro's an amazing animator, and his rates it is a lot if you're from outside the field, but they are very reasonable for when you compare his costs with others. So yes, thank you. Sign up for Rising Tide's newsletter at Risingtide.pub. Animation definitely on a wish list somewhere. Happy Thanksgiving. Yes, the trailer, that's what I thought, was done by Pedro Ang. Check out his Twitter, twitter.com/Nguila. Capital N, lowercase Guila. Pedro's just an incredible guy. I've talked to him extensively, so I have no problem promoting his work. Boone County Library had an event room, small space smaller than my living room. And I have seen tiny, I have seen little tiny ones, and I've seen how big? Well, it's really easy. The entire basement, basically, save for, well, the bathroom counts and a workspace area, is potentially available for convention space at the Benton County Public Library. So it's not bad. It could be better because there's a separate conference room, but in the right format with the right vendors or the right situation, having a separate conference room to do a panel discussion or even stream in outside of the sales space could be a good thing. There are options. We're rotating the wheels a little bit to see which one is flat, but now, like I said, was it Valpo has a big space that they've dedicated, and I've seen it. It just depends on the facilities. Ask around, and no, a library con is not likely to be a large convention. It's not even likely to be a medium, but it can be valid, and that's the trick. And with Library Con over here, we also plan to have outdoor spacing where people can set up tents. The weather was not really with us, so we'll have to see how April is about doing that. And we want to line up with something that happens in September, usually called Freak Out at the Fowler. I want to get these two events merged better because it's a major town event, so there's more markets and stuff to go to. Rest assured, there's always plans in the works. Chip Lab tells me Stellari chips are on the way. If they get here, I mean to handle the Stellari fulfillment this week. Fulfillment is a beautiful thing. I'd rather have a day off on a Monday than a day off on a Thursday and be forced to work the insanity that is Black Friday the day after. You're not wrong. Glenn's working on the Hatch campaign for Indiegogo. Hate it. Just want to draw. Oh. Willow, you were out of that life for a while. The kitties are wrestling. Boy, I'm glad I caught that. In my office, Calvin was just thrown down. Stop! He's coming from the back. What's that? Is it charcoal? He's sneaking around the back. What's he doing back there? What? He's going to folding chair. Ah! Charcoal with the splash from the third row. Connected. Oh my God. Oh, the felinity. Exactly, Carl. Join Donna for WW Felines this week. Joe, if you're still watching, they just handed you a slice of gold. I'm getting ready to put my stuff into the consignment store pop-up for the rest of the year. Oh, that's a neat way of doing things. Drawtober for the win. Yes. Trademarked, not copyright for the Inktober. I'm sorry. I do sometimes. I make the mistake of switching those terms back and forth, but yes. Trademark, not copyright. Oh, it's just such a dick move. I know, professional, reasonable, but man, why you gotta be that way? Anyhow, yes. Oh, it is Monday. Hello. Hi, Michaela. How you doing? It was so good to finally see you in person. Morning, Michaela Jade. Hey, Michaela. Michaela. It's YouTube. YouTube.com/Michaela Jade. Michaela's Books, Amazon.com/Michaela Jade. Blatant marketing question. Handmade blanket plus handmade stuffed critter plus book. Price you would pay. I can't answer that because my brain goes into, as soon as I see something like that, I love it. But the price that it should be, I can't afford. Does that make sense? But yes, folks, please answer that question for Cindy. Want more Michaela Jade? Of course you do. Hop on over to www.authormichaelajade.com. The dude is probably hoping to turn Inktober into an event like NaNoWriMo. Probably. I have to make a new intro and trailer. I have a script. Go Willow. It's a birthday. Go Willow. It's Thanksgiving Day. Eat good stuff. Love you, Frog. Thank you. We all love Frog, and we all love you, Michaela. Hey, Carl, check out my newest novel. Amazon.com/Kindle Vella. Story BOBGJ7GT1C. Sometimes I like to do that. Just get really into reading the letters that come up. Hey, Michaela. Donna and Michaela. Bounce, bounce, bounce. From the desk of a small press publisher, youtube.com/desk of a small press publisher. Want more Joe D? Linktree/Civ Bowl. On that, I need to hop later on. Later, Frog. Good seeing you. Later, Frog. We comment dump. Not a big one, but a good comment dump. Hey, Donna. From. Okay, from a desk of small press publisher. I know who he's shouting out. He's shouting out Joe D. Just in case. Have a great day, everyone. Yeah, we're getting close to the end, folks. Richard Asplin Jr. 2 pies are in the oven. One of them went, wow, it sure is hot here. The other one, talking pie. Yeah, I do have some tragic news. They are not making 12-inch rulers any longer. Howdy, Michaela. Why did robots get married in the fall? They were automated. Oh, it's right in my soul. It's so good. Yes. A little late to the show. Been busy. Hope everyone is doing well for the start of the week. Everyone is doing pretty well, actually. Grant's feeling better. FezCon went well, but you were dearly missed. We have to get you and Trey down here so that I can adopt you and just keep you forever. That's just how it is. I just need to be like, no, these people are mine, and I'm keeping them, and I'm not giving them back. The funny is Matt agrees. So yoink. Consider yourself yoinked. As you yeet, so shall you yoink. Book fairs often happen in malls at my city. Wouldn't hurt to look at setting up an event in smaller malls in your city or town. You know, Brian isn't in the chat right now because he sleeps in the morning now. But there is the Tippecanoe Mall in Lafayette. And that's not far from us. It ends up being about an hour south. And yes, it's a very American thing to how far distance and time. Please don't ask me to give you the miles because I don't know. But yeah, we may have to do something like that. Because I've never done a mall one simply because I'm not comfortable with people walking behind my my booth. I'm funny about that. Calvin is now seeking consolation in mommy's arms. Charcoal win. Fatality. Joe Bachman says, handmade blanket, handmade critter, book 100 plus with the size of the blanket and critter being a factor higher or lower. Gotta go. Have a good week. Well, with that, I don't want to walk too hard on people's plans. So we're going to probably call it right about here. On Wednesday, I had a thought, and my thought is this. A lot of us are writing horror. A lot of us, both from the paranormal, cryptozoological level, and simply good storytelling, are engaging in horror. And it's a few weeks out from Halloween, so it probably makes sense to deep dive that a bit. Oh. Not to worry, I'll never ask for the miles, but how many kilometers, though? You know what? And trying to do it from the phone will be fun. See you all Wednesday, hopefully. I hope to see you all Wednesday as well. And for the people wondering, 1 second. So it's 42 miles, so about 100 kilometers. Because there are 2.2 kilometers per mile. So 42 times 2.2, 80, and then you throw in some extra plus drive miscellaneous that always happens. So I'd guesstimate about 100 kilometers. Trying to do that from the phone will be fun. Well, you know what? I'm going to try. That's a lot of meters. Yes, that is many meters. But I will say this, Johnny, because you're popping up and at JP7 on Twitter is the best place to get a hold of Johnny. I understand that the metric system is superior. However, I have not been trained to think in metric. Willow will be available all day if anyone wants to chat. You folks have a good Monday. Yep, guys, I'm going to sign off here and say this, guys. Please write and create. I have to contact a couple people right after the show so I don't forget. Send you guys a couple links. You guys are all creators, and a lot of us doubt how good we are. Closer to 75, 1.6 kilometers, 2.2 pounds per kilo. Okay, see, I knew I goofed something up. So thank you, Richie. See y'all Wednesday. But I want you guys to create, and I mean it. And then put it out there so that maybe you can get some money for it and recognize. Because even if you don't like what it is, you can edit it, but you can't edit a blank page. I will see you next time, Wednesday, where I want you guys to talk about horror. What works in horror, what doesn't, how has horror shaped your creative process? And I'm going to talk about it in mine. No, thank you. Guys, what happened is I made a mathematical error, not surprising because of my dyslexia, and Richie gave me the proper answer. I will not feel bad about that. I appreciate someone. You weren't like, hey, you're wrong, blah, 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 dick. Bam. Yeah. I will say I like to be politely corrected, which I was, because that gives me the answer. And that makes it better for you guys. That's how we get better. So thanks for hosting the adventure. It is my pleasure. I've tried to sign off, fallen into the Midwest goodbye. So I will see you all very soon for another episode of Nevermind